Can fans imagine for a second sitting next to you two at a
At the
Milwaukee Bucks game?
I mean, we need to make it
come
happen.
on.
I mean, we need to
That's a
make it
movie.
happen. And then we both get the red card and get kicked out. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Thanalysis show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C. Today we have a special guest, but before we go to our special guest, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Presented by Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. And we want to thank Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. When you come to Milwaukee, that's where you stay. Entertainment and luxury service. And now to our guest, Brandon Jennings.
Yo,
And Milwaukee
up?
legend, man.
Yo, what
Bucks
up?
and
What
six,
up, baby?
baby.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Let's get it. You know, I came to get hostile. You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
So, off the rip, what do we think about the trades, man? You know, they asked me. I was like, you know, I felt great. You know, obviously my guy Khris, everything. Kind of give my take. I wanted to hear you. What do you think about the trades?
I mean, well, the trades overall. I mean, the Luka trade was crazy. I mean, that was something I don't think we was all ready for. You know, seeing Khris, you know, go. You know, the fact that Khris got traded here for me, and you know, the fact that he came here and you know brought a championship, you know, became the player that he knew he could become, all-star and everything like that. It's always tough to see a player like that go, especially when he's was there helping you guys win the first championship. So, you know, but you know, he solidified. You know, to me, he's the greatest. Small forward in Bucks history. So you know, he did his dues, and you know, I just wish him the best. Now that we got Kuz, a guy who was a champion with the Lakers that can come in here and help us stretch the floor and get up and down the floor faster. I'm excited. So I'm excited for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Want to talk a little bit about trades, man. How many you've been trading in your career? I mean, obviously, talk about this now, but like you getting traded, how did you feel when you got traded?
Well, I got traded my first time I got traded was during the off season. So
Okay.
you know, so that was like I was able to, you know, prepare and get ready for the next season. When I came back and I tore my Achilles, I got traded to Orlando in the middle of the season. And by that time, I was just more like, you know, I don't know if I was still wanting to play like basketball. I was getting into other things in life, as far as fashion, and you know, I was seeing other things that was able to be successful for me. So getting traded for me was more of an eye opener, and you know, because I was hurt, I was able to start my second career.
Second career, that's crazy. Yeah, being successful, it's crazy. Being successful in your first career, being successful in your second career is even crazier. I think, like, right?
Yeah.
Do you live in Milwaukee? Like,
No. So I don't have a home in Milwaukee. I live in Woodland Hills in LA because that's where we do the podcast with Gil's Arena. So I'm in LA where all my family is. But the way things are looking, you know, if the Bucks need a, you know, brand ambassador, creative director, you know, I don't mind coming back and getting a spot in Milwaukee.
quick question: Would you come back to basketball? Would you ever be either that's the NBA or overseas or whatever? Because I know as well you play overseas, so you know what I'm talking about, right? Like globally, basketball is a global sport. Like, would you be interested in being a coach or GM if a team from overseas offered you, like, hey, bro, we need you to build our team, build our future? Like, would you be willing to come back to basketball, or you know, you're more into other things?
I mean, I would like. I was thinking about it the other day because my sons was like, man, they want to see me play basketball. And since I did start my career overseas, my kids are getting older. They're 14, 12. That wouldn't be a bad thing for me to go back overseas and just finish and actually like officially retire. Because I never officially like retired from the game of basketball. So if the
You heard this
opportunity
first.
did come,
He hasn't retired yet. Bucks.
yeah. So
Just let
if the
y'all
opportunity
know.
did come for me to play again, definitely overseas and be able to take my sons, that would be a great time for me.
I think, oh wow, I would love for you to come to Greece. I'll set it up. I'll set it up myself. I ain't even going. I'm not even going.
Brother, listen, I'll get in shape now. You know.
I know. So definitely, especially like finishing the playoffs, or you like being in a hot environment, because you know we love basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we really do. We go hard. Like, we
Yeah.
love basketball. So we'd love to have you. Okay, so then you do the Gills Arena. You're doing so many things. Like, what are the other things we don't know about?
I'm really big into music. I love music. I'm thinking about dropping like a compilation album with Tough Crowd. I'm trying to get into the entertainment business with Tough Crowd. Not rapping, anything like that, but I'm more like A&R, being able to pick out songs and being able to like put an album together and stuff like that. So that's something else people don't know about that I've been working
Hey, I definitely need you to send me some of the playlists you got on, man. I
on.
definitely need you to send me
No, I
like a
got you. I got you.
curator.
Yeah, I got you for sure. I got you.
So you being a part of the Bucks history, being a Bucks fan, being a Bucks player, uh, being part of like Wisconsin, right? Was you worried when you saw the team starting the season like this?
Was I worried? No, because anytime you have Giannis on the court, I mean, you always have a chance to win. As long as he's healthy and things like that. So I never worry about the Bucks in that aspect. It's just about if he's healthy and when he's healthy during the season. The last couple of years he's been hurt during the playoffs, and it's
Man,
hurt us in games that we needed to win and things like that. But as long as he's healthy, he took that time off, and now that we got Kuz and we got Dame, and once Bobby come back, I feel like he's going to be on a revenge type of like time. So we're going to get Bobby back at the perfect time.
yep, most definitely. Do you, Tony? I want because I feel like Tony hasn't said nothing for like 4 minutes straight. Oh, I see him.
No, we got Milwaukee royalty in the building. I was just going to let you guys keep going for a sec. I do. I know we want to make an announcement with Brandon, and we only got him for a limited amount of time today. But I think you just became friends again with Boston Celtics fans on social media, maybe a little bit. So I wanted to spark that flame a little bit. The best duo in the East, is it Giannis and Dame?
Yes, for sure. Yes, Giannis and Dame, and then you gotta go, Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But as far as like the top two scores, and Giannis is the best player in the NBA, so he already wipes out everybody. So just adding Dame just puts it's just easier.
They say, no,
Makes sense.
it was a great quote. It was like, "Who scores more than us?" Which is crazy a statement. But like guys averaging 70+ points per
Yeah,
game is insane. Like
yeah,
I was
together.
watching it's things we're not used to since like I want to say Kobe and Shaq because people keep saying that. People
Kobe,
keep
Shaq.
saying that, but like,
You can go KD and Steph up in Golden State.
yep.
Yeah. I mean, they wasn't really playing the fourth quarter, but
They wasn't. It
back
wasn't.
then.
They wasn't, which has changed the NBA a lot. So, but while talking to you guys, for the people who are listening and watching, wanted to really announce that Brandon is going to grace us with his presence on the Thanalysis live podcast.
Yes, sir.
Come out there, come show him some love.
Yes,
He's
sir.
going to be out there, showing love to the city. And shoot, you might get a chance to shake his hand.
I mean, no, I'm gonna bring some gifts, some tough crowds. I'm about to lace you with some tough crowd. I gotta come. I gotta come get you right. What I'm
Yes,
saying? I can see
sir.
you on the sidelines going crazy. What I'm saying? I gotta keep that dog in you. Always.
I
You the
got
heart
you.
of the
I
team.
got
You
you.
the heart of the. To me, we always say on Gil's Green, man, you the heart of the team. Like like when the team had you.
Oh man.
It
I
was
appreciate y'all
lit.
boys, man. I'm gonna come one day if you guys invite me. I'm gonna come and give you a little bit of energy because I did. I promise. I'm gonna give you.
Please. I can't. Please come talk that shit to Rashad. Come talk that shit to all of them, bro. I can't. We need it. We need it. We need that.
I did have some crazy questions for you, but you know what? I want to keep it for the live show.
Save them for the live.
Yeah.
Let's save it
for the live.
I really, you don't imagine. I appreciate you for hopping in. Please tell people where they can find you. Follow your journey, socials, Tough Crowd. Like where can they get Tough Crowd, etc.
Yeah, toughcrowd.com, TUFF crowd.com. I'm on social media, Brandon Jennings. Tough_crowd is where you can find our page and things like that. And then, man, make sure y'all come out to Milwaukee, bro. We're gonna turn this live up, man. We're gonna turn because I'm there for a minute too. So I'm there for the third. So we might be at a game together. We gotta, let's turn up. Let's get the city turned.
Can fans imagine for a second sitting next to you two at a Milwaukee Bucks game?
I mean, we need to make it happen.
On.
I mean, we need to make it happen, and then we both get the red card and get kicked out. Let's go. No, I'm just playing, dog.
If this is any preview of what the live show is going to be, it's obviously going to be an incredible night. TA, let fans know where they can get tickets online on our socials. March 29th, Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. It's presented by Gruber Law Offices, but March 29th, and this is just one of the guests we're going to announce, but Brandon Jennings and Thanasis on stage together. That's Milwaukee 101. That is going to be the most lit Pato has ever been. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait either, man. I can't wait to get back to Milwaukee. Oh, stomping ground.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I really think Milwaukee's changed so much. Like, I've been here like almost plus half a decade plus. It's changed like from year to year, and I'm not so happy about it. Just young people coming out and creating their own stories through Wisconsin and Milwaukee. So I'm proud. I'm really, really like proud of that, man. Okay, so we'll let Brandon go. Please go show him some love. Go show him some love, man.
Yep. I'll see you guys soon, man. Thank you.
Love. March 29th. We'll see you at Pato.
Love.
Yes, sir.
That's a fun announcement. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. But you know what? One of the things about Brandon too, he's such a great guy, such a good energy, man. Just like, I look at him, makes me smile. I'm like, yeah, I want to be around this guy, man.
So he played, it's kind of a small world. So he played the McDonald's All-American game in Milwaukee when his senior year, when he was coming out of Oak Hill before he went overseas. So he started there, and people in Milwaukee, because he came and he had the flat top that was designed a little bit, and everyone was just like, all right, this kid is something special, especially because he's like normal guard size and like just the way he put on. And then he ended up being a buck a year or two later. So Jennings' story is awesome. I can't wait to tell it with you on stage, March 29th, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm geeked. I'm geeked. I'm hyped. I can't wait, man. Can't wait. So what we got for the rest of the show, Tony?
Oh man, we got a jam-packed show today. I wanted to see. I want to get to some Bucks stuff overall. So we're recording this. The Bucks just won 5 of their last 6.
One second, Tony. Did Kyrie just torn his ACL?
ACL, yeah. Yep. Came back in the game, hit 2 free throws, and yeah. Terrible.
Fucking devastating.
Yeah. I hate it.
This cannot be happening, bro. Like, they go from, obviously, the thing with Luka, whatever it is, business is business. You get that. But they go, they need AD. AD gets hurt after, like, the first half of the game. And now Kyrie goes down.
Did you see that game? He had, like, 23, 9, and 4 or something. 9 rebounds. He had
great
first half,
them.
it was like, it was going to be amazing. That chemistry was instant. Like, they looked great. And then he goes down. I think he's got a couple weeks left. And then all their bigs are down. They just started a big against the Bucks, who was on the final day of his 10-day. They announced before the game they weren't able to bring him back. So he was literally like his last day on the job, and he went out there and was a professional. And then 2 days later, Kyrie tears the ACL. Like, Mavs fans just stick with it. It just sucks.
Exactly. I feel for the Mavs fan base, bro. Like,
it's bad.
It's been 2 months, like month and a half. That it's woof. Man,
it's just bad for basketball too. Just like in terms of just the West.
You gotta pray. You just gotta pray for Kyrie, everybody, all the guys, for AD, Kyrie, everybody who's getting hurt right now. And I've been through it. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Man,
if anyone knows it, it's you. You're battling back from the Achilles and just the way that all that went down.
No,
it sucks.
He's gonna be okay. He's caught from that cloth. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be back better than ever. I promise you.
He did the way he, and I'm not equating anything, but the way Kyrie with a torn ACL, we've learned, went back onto the court to hit his 2 free throws. It reminded me so much of when Kobe tore his Achilles and when he went.
So wait. Say it again, Tony.
So Kyrie got hurt in the game last night, and then because of the rules, if you don't shoot your free throws, you can't come back into the game. So Kyrie, being Kyrie, thought, there's a chance I can come back into this game. Maybe it's just, just tweak the knee a little bit. He shot his 2 free throws, and then he left, which is exactly what and Kobe knew that he had torn his Achilles, but when Kobe tore his Achilles and he stepped to the free throw line with no strength and hit those 2 free throws. And I was just like, yeah, that takes another level of mentality for any professional athlete to know, like, all right, I'm not hurt. I'm injured. Like, I'm injured. I'm going to miss some time, but I'm going to go and hit these free throws for my team. Like, it's incredible.
Man.
It's a tough transition, right? Like talking about a guy like Kyrie getting hurt. The last time we did a show, or 2 times ago we did a show, it was Victor Wembanyama. He was out, for the rest of the season. Joel Embiid's done for the rest of the year. Like, injuries are just.
You gotta just pray, and just work on your body. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do, and then the rest is up to God. There's nothing else you can do about that. Shoot. Okay, what's next, Tony? You just run the show. Run the show.
Yeah. All right. So I honestly feel like when you talk about the NBA of the last 10 years, you can't tell the story without talking about Kyrie Irving, what he did in Game 7. So a lot of the conversation as of recent has been about the face of the NBA. Who's the face of the NBA? What the face of the NBA is. I wanted to get your opinion on it because I want to read this quote from Stephen A. Smith, who we've had on the show a couple times. And he said, I don't believe an international player can be the face of the NBA. I know they're global iconic figures. Their popularity extends globally, but the NBA is an American-born sport.
Okay. What do you ask, if I agree or don't agree?
Let's start off with just like if you agree with a statement like that.
Not necessarily agree, but I understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I got it too. There is facts to it. There is facts. If, let's say, Giannis' name was, if his name was, let's say, instead of Antetokounmpo, or his name was Johnson, he there was no even debate of, we would even be having this conversation right now. You know what I mean? But I think, but then I think, like, then I see other stuff like, Jokic, Giannis. It's been a lot of global, so it's becoming a global sport. That's where I don't agree. I agree that it does help, definitely, being American, being the face of the NBA, which it used to. Not now. It used to.
Yeah,
not now,
I feel like we're at a crossroads, right? Because, and I get what Stephen A. Smith is saying, and I only say that I don't agree, but I can see where he's coming from a marketing standpoint, right? And I say this as a fan of baseball because I know global markets are a little bit different, but companies tend to lean toward players that they are able to essentially have no language barrier with, right? Like, so in baseball, there are guys crazy talented that don't get the marketing and the love that they deserve because they either use a translator or they don't have English as their first language. So even like in a commercial or things like that, it just isn't as smooth as I think a lot of brands would probably prefer when marketing in the United States. Now, that being said, when you're next level talented, Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Shohei Ohtani, they're going to make things work, right? Like, Shohei is the face of Major League Baseball, even though he uses a translator. It just is what it is. But globally, I don't know if people in the U.S. fully understand what superstars NBA players are when they go overseas. Especially, like, when you saw clips back in the day when, like, Nike would make, I mean, this is not back in the day, last summer, but like when Nike would do trips to China, like, y'all couldn't move because of the fanhood that's there. And that's the NBA. That's global.
Yeah, that's global. It's the NBA. That's players who, and then I remember I had this conversation with Russ, and Russ said, like, yo, Greece loves basketball. It's like they kept saying, yeah, Thanasis, Giannis. And I was like, yeah, he was like, I was like, they love us right there. And I remember, like, a lot of either teammates or players like, oh my God, if you go to Europe, if you go to Greece, like the boys are really up there, and people know. I was like, yeah, it's because, like, the States, like, if you come to the States, a lot of people will know. So it does play a role. I understand being marketable, right? And so for some American-born players, it could be cities to cities or states to states. Like, I remember I had a game with playing G League. Wow, this is like 10 years ago, right? And one of my teammates was Jimmer, pretty dead.
Okay.
And we went all the way. I think it was a game we were playing. Was it Utah? It might have been Utah. This is not even over exaggeration, bro. it was 1,000 people, 2,000 people in the stands. Like, oh, I'm going crazy.
Just for him.
Yeah, Jimmer. So
it was for sure Utah because he played college at BYU.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So we went there. It was crazy. And then he was like, yeah, I played here. And, it's just him being Jimmer. Marketable. Same thing with us. When we go to New York, when we go to Toronto, it's Greek flags everywhere, like Nigerian flags everywhere. When we go to Houston, like it's I think you represent, and at the same time, it's marketing. It's marketing. But
for sure,
what Stephen A. Smith is saying, he's appealing into marketability. Now, what I would say is, you cannot say that overseas players, somebody who's from overseas could not be the face. You gotta stand on it and specifically say who, because it's basically saying you have to. Yeah, I'll tell you why you have to, because you cannot say Luka cannot be the face in the NBA. Luka almost broke the internet. He just got traded, and he was like people who don't even know basketball was like, "Did you see what happened?" I was like, "You don't even talk about basketball. How did you know what happened?" Historic, right? Giannis, we're not even gonna dissect this. Okay, of course, you gotta be like, yeah, specifically him and him and him cannot be the face of the NBA. You cannot say guys who are not from here cannot be the face of the NBA, because it's like basically saying, so what is the NBA? Is who sells more, who wins more, or like what is the competition? What's the criteria to be the face of the NBA?
Yeah, and I think in today's game, different than other eras. Like, there were obviously a lot of like good players, but there's so much overlap today in terms of like generational greatness. Like, obviously when Jordan played, there were guys on the front end and the back end of his career that overlapped with him, whether it was like a Magic Johnson or, Kobe coming in at the back end, right? Like, there's generational faces of the league, but in today's game, I'll use even the current guys who might retire within the next 5 to 7 years, right? LeBron, Steph, KD. There's just guys like that who, if they were in their eras by themselves, they'd be unbelievably great, and they still are. But there's just so many now.
Yes, Tony. That's why I said Stephen A. Smith has to specify and say who, because you could have went to their era and said it was a lot of faces of the NBA. It wasn't just one. You cannot say the era with LeBron, Steph Curry, KD, and Kobe, and what's his other, and Shaq, and everybody played at the same time. He was the face. You cannot say that, because it's crazy. It's madness to say this. There were multiple faces of the NBA, just like now there are multiple faces of the NBA. There's multiple guys who are playing for the NBA. But if you're going to say that, you got to specify and say like, hey, because you cannot say who wasn't born here or who's an international player can be the face. So why do they have so why are they so big as a brand if they cannot be the face? Now I get what you say. If you're thinking about specific, like, I can understand his argument, but then you have to come with facts, which he always does that. I love Stephen A. Smith. He always brings the facts. So I would love for him to elaborate more into saying like, hey, what's the criteria of being the face of the NBA? Number one.
That's where I think next time we have him on, in terms of like, you're not even really able to do that on television because you have to talk in such 90-second clips.
That is
kind
of
like
that is true.
If you go back on like when Jay Williams joined you on the show, he talked about how on TV you're trained to talk in specific clips because you have X amount of time. I think like in long form, you're able to kind of explain those things a little bit more and really go through the details. What I would like to see, if I was on the marketing team at the NBA, I would take, maybe you just throw this into AI, I would take the top 10 players in the league right now, and we're just throwing names out there. We got LeBron, we got Steph, we got KD, Giannis, Luka, Jokic for sure, right? Throw all their like portraits into AI and combine their faces and run a marketing campaign literally that just says face of the NBA. And like then you literally have the world covered. It's a mashup of all of these faces together. I think that would look pretty cool. That's what I would do, because the NBA just has Tatum's in there as well, obviously. Like the NBA just has multiple faces. There's all-time greatness being played every single night.
Exactly. So I don't necessarily agree 100%, but I know what he's saying, why he's saying it. I know why. So I do understand the statement. The other thing I would say as well is that like what would be the criteria? Let's talk about this. This is fun. This is what people want to hear. What would be the criteria? Would it be you got to be pretty? Like, do you have to be like handsome to be the face of the NBA?
It's the United States. We're very vain. You have to be good looking to be the face of anything.
Good looking to be the face of the NBA. All
Yeah.
right,
So I'm
cool.
out. I am no longer in consideration.
You're just fine. You're great, bro. Okay, handsome. Okay, what else would you put?
All-star.
So you got to be an all-star, right?
Yeah.
All-star.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
I think you have to have an elite. Elite's not the right word. You have to be very charismatic. Your
Charisma,
personality has to be very. Yeah. I think
personality.
you have to be able to walk.
So make
But
people make people smile, make people laugh, make people respect you, maybe make people see a glow from you. Basically,
yeah.
let's call
Yeah.
it the glow. Let's call it the glow.
Yeah. You have to have kind of all of those things. When you walk into a room, like you have to just kind of own it. I think
Yeah.
that persona is very important. So good looking all star, elite persona, charisma, and then
What else?
I think like you have to be likable. I think that goes into the
Okay.
persona kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I do think you have to be smart off the court. Like you can't have anything.
Now
There
let's
can't be
now,
anything.
now let's dissect this. Let's dissect this. When in the NBA history, on the history of the sport, either NBA or overseas or anywhere in the planet, have they ever dissected more than what we do now, the outside of the
Oh,
court?
never. And it has a
Never.
lot to do with the fact that so I'm obviously in Milwaukee. Like I grew up here. I
Yeah.
watched the Green Bay Packers when I was growing up, right? You hear stories about guys who like especially in Green Bay where there's a bar on every street corner or Milwaukee, wherever, you hear stories and former players will joke like we never would have survived in the social media age. And that's true for a lot of guys, right? And
That's true.
nowadays, every single thing you do, if I don't want to use anyone's name. If Bill
Yeah.
Johnson, superstar in the NBA, was out and denied a fan a photo, let's just say he's having a bad day, fan catches him, he's got to run to the bathroom, right? Fan catches him, can I get a picture? And Bill Johnson says no.
Mhm.
That video of the no is going to be all over social media and it's going to be in bold headlines. Bill Johnson declines fan photo. He's a jerk. He's this, he's that. There is no I don't envy the position that so many of these superstars are in, whether you're a musician or an actor or an athlete. It's impossible. It's got to be impossible. Like you can't go in public without the fear of upsetting one single person who throws it on social media, probably out of context or lacking details, and then their public persona is screwed.
Okay. So let's say this then. You sit down and we said 7 things.
Mm-hmm.
And from the 7, only one was about the sport of basketball. Only one, which what you said
Only
has to be an
all-star.
all-star. Right.
Yeah.
Everything else has to be handsome, has to have the glow, has to be likable, has to have charisma, has to be on and off the court, clean, blah, blah, blah. Nothing had to do with the sport. Nothing. None of this had to do with the sport. The 6, 7 things. So it's a package. Now, when we say, oh, this guy should be or this guy shouldn't be, the only debate people have right now is that the people who are the guys who could be the face of the NBA don't fit their criteria. That's why we're having this conversation. Because if they did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would be clear cut who it is. But for some reason, to certain people, I'm not saying it's Stephen A. Smith, but certain people maybe it doesn't, which I don't think so. I think the NBA already knows what they have. That's why they are so great at what they do. It's not by any chance. So you saw a commercial with Wemby, Giannis, and Tatum at the same time. Like this doesn't happen by mistake. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't happen by mistake. Then you have all these guys at Vegas doing the Vegas commercial, and you have Drew, and like it doesn't happen by mistake.
No.
They know what they're doing. It's a product.
It's very calculated.
It's very calculated. But enough with the NBA facing the NBA. Let's go to the next subject.
I watched what I think would be an incredible NBA Finals preview the other day, and it was physical. It was 2 superstars, 2 faces of the league, Giannis and Jokic in Milwaukee. Great basketball game, just from an overall point of view. The Bucks got the win too against the Nuggets. Just your thoughts on that ball game?
It was a great game, man. Great game. Loved the game from the beginning. Some things I didn't like about the game, just some easy baskets. I feel like was it Jokic? Was it miscommunication? I didn't know what was going on there. But great game, man. These guys came in and everybody attacked. That's what you
Mhm.
want. So the team's starting to build like this identity, and I think it was the perfect game because Denver has this thing of they're playing winning basketball. So when you play winning basketball, the team that plays winning basketball never gives up, right? So they kept coming back, and Russ came in and off to have the spark for them.
Yep.
And obviously, out of Gordon, trying to do his best to like kind of stay in front, and all of them actually, not just him. Everybody kind of clogged the paint, and now Giannis is kind of like breaking them down with twos, three, like just everything. So it
So
was great,
there
and
was a run late in the game where Giannis hit a three, and they said
yeah,
it was only his 38th three attempt of the year, or
yeah,
39, something like that, whatever. So obviously, and he talked with us on that show about the way he's focused more on the mid-range game. So he hits a three, they get a stop, he has a dunk. I think they get another stop. Then he hits a mid-range, and then
yeah.
a couple plays later, the Bucks' next bucket, he has another dunk, and it was 4 minutes of that was Giannis in a nutshell, right? Like he literally did at the rim, mid range, hit a three, did everything possible. It was like an individual 9-0 run, whatever that is, and pretty much sealed it. I think it was with like 6 minutes to go in the fourth, and it was beautiful. Beautiful basketball.
It was pretty, and then towards the end, and even the one he took it down with Aaron Gordon. Come on, hit the two, scored. I feel like he's getting to the stage of like I'm gonna take whatever you give me, and I'm score. It is
Mm-hmm.
what it is. You want to play back, play back. You want to let me play 1-on-1, let me play 1-on-1. You want to trap there. Like it's just it's getting into that phase now. So yeah, on to the next one. What we got next?
All right, looking then. So we talked about Bucks Nuggets. I wanted to quick hit with you on a couple other stories from around the NBA, and I guess the biggest one for everyone right now is obviously we talked about the Mavericks a little bit earlier, but the Western Conference with Kyrie going down probably just got a little bit easier. It's still tough in the West, but
I don't know how in 1 year you go from being in the finals to this. It's
tough.
You got just knock on wood. I don't know.
But that makes.
But they're gonna be okay because they're doing things for a reason, right? Even with the Luka thing, everything they're businessmen, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
one, but just I don't think they expected this. This was not expectable.
And then,
going down.
But that makes the road with Luka. Speaking of him, the road for the Lakers, who they look really good with Luka. It makes that road for them a little bit easier to try to run through the West. Have you been able to like? I guess like looking at the Lakers, like I guess what have you seen so far with them and Luka? Because what I see is flashes.
He's getting more and more comfortable. He's like, forget about what I look at. I don't look at only the shots and what he's taking or what he thinks. He's still like he was trying to kind of fit in. Like, hi guys, I'm here to help the team. I just got traded here. I'm like, no, bro, you're the guy.
Yeah.
If you're not the guy, you're one of the guys. Like you're it, right? And the only reason I say it is because of LeBron. Because of LeBron, not any other reason. But you're one of the guys. Like it's your team, right? And I'm thinking he's starting to understand this now, and they're starting to play better and to understand. And you know how I see it is how he talks to people, how he dabs people, how he goes crazy and stuff. And I'll tell you one more thing that people don't understand. He's coming back, and he's still not 100%. I can guarantee you that.
So he's
still not 100%. Yes, he's still not 100%.
That's insane.
He's still not 100%. So I think the Lakers are in a good headspace. I think they are.
A great spot. I think they have really good complementary pieces. I think they're in a good spot overall with everyone.
100%.
Speaking of complementary pieces, obviously Kyle Kuzma, 10 games in now. I think he's fit in very well with the Bucks. There's no his impact.
I'll tell you what. Thanks. Kuz is looking smooth.
Yes.
He's looking smooth. Right? KPJ, same. Jericho Sims, crazy, good minutes, meaningful minutes, defense, rebounding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait till Bobby comes back as well. Like, it's going to be a squad.
This sounds.
Oh, before you say something, want to congratulate my man Ryan. I just saw it. My man Ryan Rollins just got converted in the NBA. This is a great moment for Ryan because he well deserved. He's worked hard. He's being diligent. He's worked. He's being professional, and he really deserves this as much as anybody else in this league. I'm so proud of him. He's great. It's great for the league, and it's great for Ryan as well and the Bucks.
I saw that. I'm very happy for him. The Bucks just overall just have been gelling, obviously, but like this is going to sound crazy, and I hate that everything that happened to Bobby, happened, the 25 game suspension. Yeah. But because of when it happened, I think this honestly puts the Bucks come early April in such a good spot. And let me tell you why. Bobby's going to come back. Right. Brandon Jennings said earlier, Bobby's going to come back on a revenge tour. That's going to be great.
Oh my God.
Jericho Sims is getting decent minutes where he's just developing familiarity and developing a little bit of rapport out there. Bobby's going to be healthy in addition to the revenge tour. And I just feel like the way they had to force the rotation and do different things now with Bobby out, you're getting really good experience for some of these new acquisitions that if everyone else stays healthy and Bobby comes back, obviously he'll be healthy, he'll be in shape, he'll be ready to roll. Like the Bucks are essentially, everyone's always like, oh, at the trade deadline, who can you trade to make an impact, right, for the playoffs? The Bucks are getting Bobby Portis as that acquisition right before the playoffs start.
Which is crazy. That's why I get the logic behind it, what you're saying. But one thing you should think about is that not only he's going on a revenge tour, like he's going to be well. Like I don't know if he's going to be in shape, but he's going to be well rested, like with great, like just chip on his shoulder, like fired up. And you need that before the playoffs.
100%.
And you need that. And he has 8 games. He has is it 8 or 6 games?
I thought it was 6 at the end of regular season games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 6.
6 games. He has 6 games to just, chemistry, get his mojo in, and then straight to the playoffs. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So
I'm just looking forward to seeing that come together. I do think I just think the Bucks are in a really good spot overall, just with everything. I think the chips are falling their way, and if everyone stays healthy, they're going to be in a really, really good spot. The last thing I had for you, and I did not put this on our rundown, normally we talk EuroLeague with the Euro Lounge pod that we release on the YouTube page. People can see it there. But I saw a thing the other day. Is EuroBasket now being hosted in Greece this summer?
Yeah, in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Next door.
Please, because I saw that, and I was like, oh, wait. I see the clips from you about the fanhood that Greeks have for basketball.
It's about to be,
and now part of EuroBasket is going to take place in your home country.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And I mean, next door is Cyprus, but it's going to be amazing. I'm so happy. Like finally, like some of the teams are getting EuroBasket. We haven't gotten EuroBasket in a minute, so I'm so glad about that. And hopefully, EuroLeague gives the Athens Final Four as well. The EuroLeague, awesome.
So Team Greece did qualify for EuroBasket. I saw that.
Yeah, we did qualify. Yep.
Do you know anything about the roster? Who's going to play for it?
Have no clue. Forget the people are coming out talking about who's going to play. I have no clue.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, I don't know. How would I know? I'm here right now. But I know you want to close the show, but we do have to talk about Khris. Bro, I saw a clip. Did you see Khris went to the bench? It was one of the Brooklyn Nets and almost got in a fight with somebody.
I don't know how we
when I say he's not chill, y'all trying to convince me and tell me like, oh yeah, Khris doesn't say much. He's so chill. You see this man walk up to this man at the bench? I'm telling you.
When you told me
to leave this man alone.
We started that show and you're like, Khris is not chilling. I was like, hold on, Middleton?
Yes.
And yeah,
he's
that
not chill, bro.
But honestly, and no one expected anything different. He has handled this whole transition to the Wizards like an absolute pro. And he's putting up exactly the numbers you'd expect him to put up with the consistency you'd expect him to put it up with. So good on Khris. This is not a surprise, though. We all knew.
No, it was one of the things. I got to text him. I'm gonna text him. You know what I'm gonna text him? I'm gonna text Khris. I'm gonna text him the video, and then I'm gonna text him like, "I wish you did that more with the Bucks, man." He's gonna be hot.
That might be the perfect place to end that part of it. I want to tell everyone real quick again, live show tickets. Link is in the YouTube. Link is in the audio description. TA, what can people expect, man?
Wow, it's gonna be crazy. Like you saw Brandon Jennings, we're gonna have great special guests, and it's gonna be so fun. And we're gonna have some gifts that we're gonna announce.
I'm intrigued.
I won't say it. I won't say it. But one thing I want to say, like, hey, get us early. Get your tickets early. Try to sit in the front. I'm gonna give you this hint. Get your tickets early. Try to sit to the front, so you get a chance. You get a chance,
Okay.
right? And that, with that being said, want to still thank you for your support. You guys have been amazing. You guys are like, I don't know. Even I was talking about somebody who was like, man, you're charging like $43 for the tickets. And I'm like, he's like, no, you should charge more. I'm like, I'm not going to charge more. It's my jersey number. That's what I always charge. And that's what I will always charge. It's symbolic. It's not about the tickets or the money. Like, it's about like people showing up and really enjoying it. And like people seeing people they admire, right? Talk about the stories, talk about their lives, and being fun. And that being fun. So,
Potawatomi Casino Hotel, March 29th. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Get there early, as TA said. It is. I know it's Casino Hotel. It is open to all ages. It's in the event center. It's not in the casino. The event is open to all ages. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Obviously, it wouldn't be possible without our friends over at Gruber Law Offices. I'm going to flip the script on you. Gruber Law.
One call. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Say it again. Go.
Gruber Law Offices. One call.
That's all.
There we go. March 29th. Thanalysis show on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Find the link there at ESPN Milwaukee. Find the link on all the socials there. We're about to have a crazy cool night, as you saw earlier in the show.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. And after the live event, finally, we're adding a hotline. So you can call in live on the show and talk with us.
We're going to do it all.
I wanted to say that. I want to say that. Hopefully we get it done by then, because people have been asking for it the past 3 months now. They want to call live on the show. They want to be part of the show. So you make it happen, Tony.
Okay. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
And again, thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please do those three. YouTube algorithm loves us. If you're on the Instagram, social, just share with your friends. Comment underneath. Tell us what you want to see. And let's talk a little bit about basketball sports. We're going to love it. And again, Thanalysis is out.